Hello, everybody. It's Mike. We're at our next destination on our vacation road trip. We are currently in a little town, little dot on the map in Tennessee called Rugby. Rugby was built back in the 1880s by a Mr. Thomas Hughes. For those of you that are literary fans, he wrote a book called Tom Brown's School Days. Some of you may be familiar with that. So he served in Parliament back in the 1800s, and with a disillusionment for the lifestyle in England, he set out to create a utopian society here in the foothills of Tennessee. This town was built in 1880, and it didn't last very long, unfortunately. A lot of people, when they moved here, they were not accustomed to the socialist lifestyle, everyone having to get together to grow crops and farm and work, and a lot of them weren't used to that. Unfortunately, around 1887, typhoid fever wiped out a large point of the population, and then others just moved away. But there are still people that live here, some descendants of the original colonists. Population as of 2 years ago was 75. So it's a very, very small, it's not even classified as a town, it's a village. So we are staying in what is called the Newbury house. And I'm going to give you guys a quick walkthrough, and then we'll walk out front and I'll show you what the front looks like. So when you first come in, this is the view that greets you. Now, we are in the Thomas Hughes suite. Now, forgive our luggage, but I'm going to take you through here. This is Mr. Tom Hughes himself, the founder of the town. Now, he didn't live here. His mother lived here, though, but he visited a couple of times, but he did not have a residence here. So this is where Leah and I will be sleeping tonight. And then this is where Logan and Katie will be staying. They get their own little rooms, their own little beds. The bathroom. That door actually goes out into the main hallway, but we're going to go back through here. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Tanya. Brad. Jack, what's up? All right, so we're going to walk through here. And this is the sitting area. The fireplace does work. We've already turned it on. Got the dining area. Back towards the front door. It has a fairly modern kitchen. Indeed it does, Jack. Indeed it does. All right. We're going to go here. We've got it's a sunroom. This is where the TV is located. Oh, I know it is too hot for a fire. We've got a checkerboard. They've got board games here. Books. And I don't know if you guys can see that view out there, but we've got a pond out back. Super, super beautiful out there. Jack, we miss you too. All right, so while I'm standing in the kitchen, I will share this little bit of information. You'll notice I'm by myself. Don't have Leah with me. She's sitting out on the front porch. But there are reports that this building is haunted. Actually, the whole town of Rugby, by some classifications, depending upon who you read it and where you read it, it is one of the most haunted towns in America. The town's very old. Like I said, a big majority of the original colonists, and I don't have an exact number of how many actually colonized this place to begin with, but most of them died out of typhoid fever. So I remember reading somewhere saying that the population is 75. That is, unless you count the dearly departed souls that roam the grounds. So one of the reports about this particular building, I think I said this at the beginning, but it's the Newbury House. The Newbury House was kind of like the boarding house, the hospitality suite, if you will. When people would come to town, they would stay here at the Newbury House. Here in the kitchen, people have been in here preparing meals and whatnot, and they hear the sound of children playing down this hallway behind me when there's no children in the place. So that's one of the reports here. We're going to go upstairs. Interesting, Nikki. I will take a walk outside to let everybody see the front of the house, and we will walk back around to the little pond and see if anything else can be seen. That's my son, Logan. Don't be startled by that. We're going to go up the steps. Now, I can't go into any of the rooms up here. These are also suites. We're actually in the largest suite downstairs. We're also the only people in the house, so that's pretty cool. That's the view out front. Ryan, I have little Debbie's. All right, so we've got the Sarah Walton room. The Charles Oldfield room. Now this room, Charles Oldfield actually died in that room. And legend has it that the spirit of his wife, believe it or not, haunts here. And she will, people staying in that room, she will come up to their bed and touch them and move them like they're trying to wake them up because she's still looking for her husband. The Margaret Hughes room. Margaret Hughes was Thomas Hughes' grandmother. Mr. and Mrs. Kellogg, they are the ones that originally owned the Newbury House when it was first built. I'm not sure if this is a suite. It doesn't have a sign on the door. And this is the Emily Hughes room. This the door behind me might actually be connected to that. Interesting picture of a cat. All right, we'll take a trip down steps. Now, Nikki has already pointed something out, but like always, guys, as I'm doing this walkthrough, if there's anything that anybody sees that I don't, or I don't bring to attention, please call it out. And let me know if you see anything. Was there anything I missed down here? No. All right, we're going to go out front. We have a visitor. Hello, kitty cat. There's Leah. Hi, Leah. All right, so let me go down here and give y'all the best shot that I can of the front of the house. And there it is. with Logan looking like a creeper on the front steps there. But that's the house. Jack, really? Are you going to go there? We'll walk around back towards the pond area. So Jack is watching, and he says the cat looks familiar, with the word familiar in quotation marks. I said, are you really going to go there? Beverly's watching. She says, wow, cool property. We're going to go around back. Oh, I know the weather here, it's only 67 degrees. There is no humidity in the air. It is just, I mean, there's a nice breeze blowing. Top left window, you say, sir? If I remember correctly, that's the Oldfield room. The one I was talking about where the gentleman passed. Now, like I said, Leah doesn't know. Let me turn around here real quick. Leah knows nothing for the activity at this location. Now, funny story about rugby. I wish I could remember exactly how I found out about this town, but I was doing some research, looking at some stuff. I think it might have been on one of those In Your State or Strangeland America, something like that. And I found this town about how it had been built as a utopian society, and everything here, because there's a lot of this whole area covers 525 acres. All the buildings here are Victorian style construction, just like you saw this house. Let me show you the house next door. I don't know, I'm not really keen on the color, but you see what I mean about the style. They've got all this Victorian style around here. And Leah loves this type of stuff. She loves that time period. She's also into photography. And I just told her about this place. And she's always wanted to come up here. Well, when we planned out our vacation, we found out a way to squeeze this in. We're only going to stay a night. But as I was doing research for the Low Hotel where we were last night and Point Pleasant, I decided to look up rugby. And I found out about all this activity, so Leah doesn't even know about the paranormal activity in this building. So we'll see what happens. Jennifer, you would like the pink house. You're, I don't know. To me, it's a Pepto-Bismol pink. I'm not saying pink's bad, but I don't know about it on that house. All right, so let's walk down here to the pond. We've got our little sitting area. And we've also got a picnic table. All right, don't be mistaken. That is not a real duck. However, that is a real goose sitting on that table over there on the other side of the pond. We've also got some wild frogs out here. You may hear them as we're maneuvering about. I got to be careful where I stand. I just walked too close to the edge and I lost connection. There is very little internet signal out here, so I'm connected to the Wi-Fi at the house. So I've got to step back up the hill here a little bit more. Wow. Take a gander at that. So we've already had someone report that they've seen something down here at the pond here. Nikki, if you're still watching, you said that you saw a little girl back here. Does anybody see anything? Lost connection again. trying to get back to the house. Evidently, we're not going to be able to be live down at the... There we go. Okay, evidently we're not going to get to be live down close to the pond, so that's about as close as I can give it. Sorry about that, y'all. I'll ask Leah if she felt anything while she was down there at the pond. We went down there earlier and took some pictures. Again, ever the aspiring photographer she is. Here's a side view. Well, I can't get the whole house in, so I'm going to have to kind of give you a sidelong shot here. And it has central heating and air. Yay. Ryan, you talking about down there where the table with the arbor or whatever that is over the top of it? All right. Oh, and this, I gotta show y'all one other thing I thought was super cool. So, that's the doorbell. If you turn it back and forth, there's a bell on the other side of it that rings. How many people watching know how to operate that? And to beat all, I don't know if y'all can hear that. It works. Sad part is my grandmother had one identical to that, exact same color and everything. So, here's our cat friend. All right, so we'll walk back inside. Logan actually did know how to use the phone. His biological dad knows how to either has one or knows how to operate one, so he picked it right up and knew how. And it's got a modern lock on it. It looks like Leah is doing some filming. We'll do kind of like what we did for, what we did in Kentucky and something. We did this in West Virginia too. What we've been doing is as we do the live filming, we're also doing regular recording. We're recording videos, and Leah's putting together a video for it as well. So we've got our lives, and we're also doing videos. The lives will be here on Facebook, and the videos that she's putting together will go up on YouTube. We're sharing them here as well, but majority of our stuff will be on YouTube. Oh yeah, Jennifer, let me turn around. Let's look at the carpet again. Look at that. Let's do a walkthrough of just the flooring and the carpeting. Here's this. Jennifer's watching, and she said she loves the pink house. And then here we've got hardwood. This big magnifique carpet. And the artwork on the walls. Logan in his pink Mothman shirt. All right, guys. Very, very, very many different types of carpet. And then the floor. Oh, hold on. The floor in the kitchen. It's linoleum, but whose grandparents had a rug like that in their house? I know mine did. And we'll come back out here and have a seat on this lovely, lovely couch. And then we've got our view back outside again. So yeah, guys, this is where we're going to be tonight. Didn't have a lot of activity happen at the low last night. For those of you that tuned in, I went live a couple of times, tried to get some activity going on in the hallway. Didn't have anything happen. I do have several hours of audio to review, which I won't be checking until we get back home, which won't be for first of next week, because once we leave here, we're heading to Pigeon Forge. So once I look over that stuff, I'll see if I have gotten any actual audio. So, you know what, Jennifer? It's interesting you bring that up. Let me go into the other room. I don't know if Leah will want to be on camera, but where did she go? Leah.
Michael.
Do you want to be on camera or no?
Well, I mean, I never want to be on camera. But what?
So Jennifer asked how sleeping went last night, and I know you said there was some stuff.
I did sleep last night.
Would you like to share anything from last night? I can put you... Yeah, you sit there and I can sit over here. We'll turn this into an interview. All right.
So I did not sleep because when I would close my eyes, then I would hear like someone walk, because we have wood floors.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was somebody walking around the room, and then I would feel, you know how you feel when somebody's standing beside you or whatever?
Right.
Like I felt there was someone standing beside me, and I never did open my eyes to look. I just wasn't going to give it any notice. And so yeah, there was just like a lot of movement, and then I'd hear like doors opening, closing. I would look every once in a while because the adjoining room, it sounded like someone was always kind of opening that door and then shutting it.
Mm-hmm.
But the door never moved, but just the sound.
Logan just kind of creeped into the shot for a second. So,
I did not sleep at all.
yeah, I was completely out, as I normally am. But I've got it on me now. But one of the reports that we found out, we didn't actually find out till we got there. I don't know if any of y'all that caught the live, whenever we went into the sitting room, there was a notebook and a pen laying there in it, and people had been writing their experiences in it. And the room we were staying in, 301, someone had written about an experience that they had in the room. And it was funny because it was a husband and wife. The husband had nothing happened at all to him. But the wife said that she heard noises in the middle of the night, and she woke up. And like Leah had described, and if you go back and watch the video, where our two rooms were, mine and Leah's, and then the kids', there was a door that adjoined the two of them. Well, the report written in there was that the woman woke up and looked in that doorway, and she saw a male figure standing in that doorway between the adjoining rooms. So I find it kind of interesting that Leah had some of the same experience there, hearing the door open and the sensation of someone standing there, even whether she saw it or not.
Well, I didn't open my eyes, but I could see what it was with my eyes closed. Like I could tell you what it looked like.
Okay, sure.
But I just never did open my eyes. It looked like it kind of reminded me of that, the tall, skinny-legged man, in one of the Conjuring movies.
Oh, the Crooked Man?
Really long, the Crooked Man. But, I mean, it wasn't in black or anything. It was, but it had like really abnormally long, super skinny legs. And then the face was almost kind of like an Uncle Sam. Like it was really long white beard, white hair, and it just was very mean-faced. And just, you know, how you feel like something's over you just doing this kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was just like it was taunting me. And I just kept rebuking it. And then the feeling would go away, and then I would just kind of settle back down, and then when I kind of start to drift, then I'd start hearing the walking noises again, and it was just like it was going over and over.
All right, now you guys could probably hear as I was walking around last night, those floors were loud, and I was in sock feet walking through that place, and it still was just creaking and groaning all over the place. As far as we know, I'm going to bet 100% we were the only people on the third floor, because there's the first floor when you walk in, where's the lobby and the check-in. There's the second floor where there's rooms. We know at least there was one room occupied on the second floor, and then on the third floor was us. And then the fourth floor of the hotel is actually private residence. So the people that own it, work on it, and do all the upkeep, they live up there. So we were the only people on the third floor. So if there was any moving around, now Logan's behind me. So if you heard, anything on our floor, there was nobody. There was absolutely nobody on our floor. So. Twinsies. All right, so
our new subscribers.
Yeah, this is our hype team. They've promised us 1,000 subscribers by shout outs.
We'll put your name in the credits.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, Leah, have you got anything else you want to add about last night or?
I just want to forget about it.
Right.
I did not sleep at all. It was, yeah. When I was finally able to doze, I could tell through our blinds and everything that the sun was already coming up.
Right.
That's when I finally was able just to drift a little, and that was only just for about an hour or so.
Check says it's good to see you.
Oh, good to see you.
And someone says, "Oh, they are cute."
That's it.
Jennifer
It
says.
was a rough night.
Jennifer says that sounds horrible. Not sleeping at all.
It was a rough night. It really was. Yeah.
Logan,
I would.
Yeah, I say Logan sleeps like a rock. So.
You look like you slept pretty good too. So. Yeah, they were out. Their room was a lot cooler too.
Right, and by the way, I walked around back. This place has central heating and air because there's an HVAC unit back there.
Yeah, just on this ground floor.
Yeah.
That's why they have window units up top.
I guess I ain't sweating to death in this place.
No, it's nice.
All right.
Which is cool out too.
Yeah, it's really nice. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on this walkthrough. We're gonna hop off here, and we'll see you around. We'll keep you guys updated as we continue our week of fun, road trip fun. See you guys. Thanks.